Hello and welcome to Prelude number 4 by Villa-Lobos. This is a fantastic evocative piece and we're going to dive in and check out the second section first, and then we will loop back and have a look at that fantastic cello opening and then the harmonics near the end. There's a lot to go over here, but this video has all of this piece and the left-hand hacks and secrets you need to get it up and running. Let's dive into the Brazilian rainforest that is Prelude number 4 by Hector Villa-Lobos. Alrighty, welcome to Prelude number 4, first micro study. It is all about that B section's chord shapes. There are only 4 shapes to take in account in the first half of it. There's a bridge into the second half. And again, it is Villa-Lobos using open strings juxtaposed against high positions. So the first chord shape is just an open string with the first finger on. We then get this chord shape which will be shifted round. It's a 3-4 with a 1 fret in between. We then get this chord shape which again pops up twice, here and here. 3-4 with a 2 this time in the middle. And then finally we get this chord shape here which is a 3-1-2. It's the only odd one out, as it were, of the bunch. Guides. 3 and 4 are generally the guides for the entire thing, and your first finger obviously is just, your first and second fingers are just going to put down as they happen, and here. At the top, the climax of this first half is this chord shape here. And you can see already that I've got a lovely big arch. I'm flattening this to try and clear those open strings, thumb at the back. So that is the only kind of really technical shape here. Once you have the shapes, you can either practice them up and down, or I would suggest you practice them in order. For the order, there is a melody, so I would suggest actually using 3 and 4 as your orientation points. Different. So that is the orientation. Those are the guides, 3 and 4. So to go through them nice and slowly, step by step. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Top of the piece. And then you're just going to work backwards. And again, I'm just going to count from 10 backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Notice the difference. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we're back in. It's simple if you break it up into chunks and then put it together, keeping this as your 2 orientation points. Once you have the chord shapes, it's a case of putting your right hand pattern in. PIMA with planting. Pre-prepare your second finger. That is the first half of section B. Alrighty, welcome to the bridge for this section. We kick it off with this chord here, E minor. Your first finger is then going to shift down to the D sharp, and your third finger is going to go on to an F sharp. Then your fourth finger is going to go on to G, and it's open strings, D natural. So we have an opening up of the melody, counterpoint. We then go into a C major shape. So none of the fingering so far is difficult. Pre-prepare your second finger for this B diminished. 7, 3, 4, 1. And then we're into an nice and simply. We saw that in the last prelude. And then we have a G major. And now we move into the bass region. F sharp, B7, E minor 7. Now we have a series chord here where we have a second finger on top, third finger on the G sharp, open strings. That shifts up, put your D sharp back on. And then it's just an A. So we're going to leave it there when we move into the second half of this. So these are all just bridge chords. I've done them separately because they require different fingering pretty much for every chord. So all together. Into the second half. Again, practice them as chord shapes and then put your right hand in, P-I-M-A, planted, play off. Alright, welcome to the next micro study. So we left it off here. At this point it's going to be the same shape shifted up. It's a classic Villa-Lobos move, juxtaposed against that open B string. So the shape is second finger, third finger in the same fret, first finger behind, strings 6, 3, 4. And again, I would suggest you orientate on the melody to keep it straight so you know where you're going. Because it's just easier. You are going to squeak through all of this, so don't worry about it. You can minimize it by lifting that third finger up ever so slightly. If you keep it pushed down, it's going to squeak more, especially on new strings. Alright, let's have a look at this. So we have a G, which is going to be shifted up to a B, which is down to an A, which is up to a C. Now, those of you that are aware, it is Villa-Lobos minor and major third intervals. Again, something he loves doing. G, B, A, C, B. Right, here we go. Change. C sharp, D sharp, climax, E, down a minor third, C sharp, up a semitone, down a minor third, to the B, up a semitone, and again down a minor third, up a tone, down a major third, to the G, and then we're just going to go back up to A, down to the F sharp again, back up to G, so you minor major thirds with the semitone. From this point on we're going to move up to the A, up to the B, down to the A, down to the G, down to the F sharp, and then finally into E minor with a C on. So this is 2 and 3 obviously E minor chords, C with the E, C with the first finger, P-I-M-A, P-P-P-I-M-A, and then I would use P and I, M, slide up to the C, slide down to the G, slide up to the B. I've left it all on one string to make it connect. So there's not much really in this. 3, 4, slides up, down to 1, down to, and then you're into that wonderful harmonic bit of the next section. So all together, this should look a little bit like this. to this iconic opening for Prelude number 4. Villa-Lobos is obviously channeling the cello again. I have made a change. Villa-Lobos suggests E here for that first note. I don't like it there because I prefer it here. And it kind of links in with his Prelude number 1. So my fingering is 4. Stretch out, quite a stretch, to the B. Then to the G. Second finger, one finger. And I use a hammer on there. You could use a slide, but it's your choice. So again, it's that is the opening. And again, this little idea gets repeated twice before we change. From this point, we have E, D, G, and B open. Double P, super quiet. This is the main note. Leave it hanging on. Repeat. Welcome to the next micro study. So here we're starting with the F sharp at fret 9, and it's going to be 4, then 4 down to the E, 2 on the D, 1 on the C, and 1 on the B, so that you can get into the G and slide it up. Yes, it's stretched, but it gives you consistent tone. And then you're into the next section. Then you're into the chords. Now the chords, try your best to hold that on so you can clash against the open. We have F natural with the first finger, C natural with the third finger, and then open B and E. Right hand is going to do quick dance with the P. Notice I'm not rolling the chords. It's just not part of this. They are played straight. If you can, try and keep that A at 5th fret on for as long as possible. Welcome to the next micro study. We're all on E string. Again, 4th finger slides down. 4, 2, 1, open. Try and hint at a slide there to get that in. So 8, 7, 5, 3, open, slide into 1, then we just have a D sharp on, P, I, M, A. So being aware that this is a 4-note chord, this is a 4-note chord, this is a 5-note chord. From this point, it's just a series of chords. So we have second finger on 5, the A slides down to F sharp at 2, first finger on D sharp, then we have 4th finger on the F sharp, and then B and G are open again, 4-note chord, and 7th fret B, fermata sign, so really milk it, open, and then the harmonics. 5th string, 7th fret, 12th fret for strings 4, 3, and 2. Making sure you keep that 1, 2, 3 before we hit the animato section. And that whole section obviously will come back at the end, so this time it's going to be and we're going to end on this fantastic chord. Second finger, 4th finger, first finger, frets 3, 5, and 2, and then open B and G. G major 13 if you're interested. E obviously being the 6 of G. We're going going to check out the harmonics next for the development of this idea. Quick interruption here. If you want to get in ahead of the action on this channel, consider hitting the like button and possibly even subscribing to the channel. There's a ton of new content coming your way, so this will get you ahead of the queue. Alrighty, harmonics. This is a fantastic section. To really get the harmonics popping, make sure you're here, back near the bridge. So it is string 1, 5, string 2, 5, string 3, 5, string 2, 7, string 3, 7, string 1, 12. And then you're going to stay at 12 on strings 6, 4, 3 and 2. So I'm trying my best to make sure that these harmonics ring out, so I'm not using 1, 1, 1. I'm using the pad of my finger for every one so that they ring out, apart from obviously here. The second set of harmonics start the same, except this time it's at fret 7. Same idea. 1, 2, 3. This time we have a C sharp, which is fret 9 of 5, and then we're on to fret 4 at 7, and then fret 12 at string 2. Now I'm really digging in, because that is an artificial harmonic, it's not a natural harmonic. I'm really digging in to get that C sharp because it's not a natural part of that strings overtone series. And you can hear that. Right, once that is done, you switch to fret 7 on strings 6, 4, 3 and 2. And then we're back to, this time it's string 6, 3, 2 and 1. 5th fret. So the harmonics for the chords: 12, 7, same string sets, 6, and then 5, 6, 3, 2, 1. And then the melody. And that is it. That is like the development, because after that we go back to that fantastic opening material which we have already seen. For all intents and purposes, that is this prelude over. It's got a ton in it for such a short prelude. You need to practice it, and of course this one is so musical. Again, like number 3, Villa-Lobos has packed a lot into these 2 short preludes, so you really need to work hard to make this. Main thing is, straight off the bat, you'll see it in bar number 1, Cantabile. For those of you that have the 1950 edition for the harmonics, Villa-Lobos is just thinking E. Villa-Lobos is thinking A, E, C, F sharp, D, E. He puts the harmonics near the notes that are on the fretboard. That is how he notates his harmonics. Modern editions won't do that. They will actually give you the harmonics so that you know where you are, and obviously also a little bit more like fret positions and strings, which help. Make a music, enjoy this wonderful homage to the Brazilian rainforest. Thank you very much for staying until the end. This has been brought to you by ClassicalGuitarRocks.com. The home of the Villa-Lobos 12 and 12 challenge, the only place that you can get all Villa-Lobos' 12 etudes, in-depth bar-by-bar breakdown with all the fingerings and hacks that you need. If you're looking for a little Brazilian 6-string inspiration today, head over to ClassicalGuitarRocks.com.